While we all stumble through various fashion faux pas during our 20s and 30s, and believe me, I've had my fair share, entering our 40s brings a unique set of style challenges. There are specific mistakes that tend to crop up during this decade, even for someone like me who lives and breathes fashion. I've put together this guide to highlight those common slips so you can navigate them with ease. My goal is to help you stay mindful while getting ready in the morning, or perhaps offer some fresh inspiration to elevate your personal style throughout 2026. The default to black. Let's get started. A lot of women in their 40s and beyond wear too much black. And there's nothing wrong with black. I love black. I have a nice little selection of black in my closet, even though it's not the best neutral for me. But a lot of women, they default to black. And if black is your thing and that is your vibe, then that is very different than just defaulting to black. Black is very timeless and elegant, but when it becomes a default, it can limit your creativity and versatility. Now, incorporating other neutrals like brown, cream, gray, or even navy, or even muted colors can instantly refresh your wardrobe and offer new combinations. And all these neutrals go together. I think the really key thing here is to find the neutrals that work best with your color, what you like to wear. And again, it's not if you love wearing black and that is your thing and you feel amazing in black, then I'm not speaking to you. But if you just default to black and that's just what you wear, and you're like, I guess I'll wear this again, then it might be time to look at some different neutrals and just evolve your style just a little bit. Fast fashion and ultra-trendy pieces. One fashion mistake that I do feel like women in their 40s make is because it's kind of this transition from wearing trends in our 20s and 30s to going into our 40s where we're just a little more mature. We just know a lot more things, we're wiser, and we just have it together a little bit more than we used to. And it's relying too much on these fast fashion and ultra-trendy pieces. Now, I feel like a lot of people on my channel don't do this because I read your comments, and a lot of you guys love like classics, and you love just, more classic dressing. And I know that you guys also like trends because y'all love the trend videos that I do, and I love that, and I love trends as well. But whenever you are putting too much focus on the trendy pieces, and especially if they're like the fast fashion trendy pieces that can really just like go in and out of style so fast, fashion in your closet can start feeling overwhelming. And when an outfit is made up of entirely trendy or fast fashion and cheaply made pieces, it can unintentionally look less intentional and less polished. So I think if you're seeing different trends and you just feel like, oh my gosh, this is so overwhelming, a more elevated approach is to choose one or two trend-forward items and anchor the rest of your outfit with classic or well-made basics. This could mean pairing a trendy shoe or silhouette with a timeless denim, tailored trousers, or even a quality knit. Upgrading inexpensive sweaters or knits to higher quality versions can also make a dramatic difference. Now, fast fashion still has its place. There are gems to be found, but those pieces can often look best when paired alongside refined staples. You get that high-low outfit. This balance allows your outfit to feel more modern without feeling disposable. The complete outfit trap. Another mistake I feel like a lot of women make in their 40s, just any time in our lives, buying a complete outfit rather than buying pieces that all coordinate together. And so buying a complete outfit, there's nothing inherently wrong with that, but it becomes a problem when those pieces only work with each other, just like little silos of outfits, and they don't work with other things in your closet. A more effective approach would be to think of your closet as a cohesive system rather than a collection of standalone looks. Now, that doesn't mean you can't have some printed things or some really cool, interesting items in your closet, but you just want to make sure that you have those basics and classic pieces to work back with those interesting items as well. Health and self-care. A big mistake that all women can make in their 40s and 50s and beyond is not getting specific help for specific issues that we as women in these periods of our life are going through. I am 44. I'm in the perimenopause stage in life, and one of the best things that I did in 2025 was start working with MIDI health. MIDI Health is our sponsor for this video, and I was experiencing a lot of intrusive thoughts, a lot of brain fog, like a lot of brain fog, some mood issues, and so I started working with a clinician at MIDI Health, and she put me on a program specific to me and what I need. And I will just tell you that a lot of those symptoms have just, well, pretty much all my symptoms have just kind of lowered. They've kind of gone down to a manageable level, which is amazing. Now, if you've ever brought these issues to your regular doctor and you just feel like you're not being heard or just being dismissed, then I am very excited to share with you MIDI Health. MIDI Health is a virtual care clinic that brings compassionate, high-quality medical care to women in all stages of life, covered by insurance. MIDI Health treats a variety of health concerns related to midlife, ranging from perimenopause to menopause to bone health to weight loss management and more. So they've expanded into longevity care for women who want to manage stress and prevent future health issues. Now, another reason why I love MIDI Health, in addition to helping me with all these symptoms, is that it is so convenient. You make an appointment at like 11 a.m., you go online at 11 a.m., your clinician is there at 11 a.m. You have a conversation, you ask questions, you're not rushed, you talk about all the things you want to talk about, and that's it. And then you don't have to go to an office and wait for 2 hours, and then get in a room and wait for another hour, and then you get rushed for 10 minutes. It's nothing like that. Recently, I felt like my iron was kind of low and I wanted to get it tested, and so I just messaged her, "Hey, can we test my iron?" And she said, "Sure." So just, no like long visit just to ask the question or anything like that. So it's just so easy and convenient. Your clinician will create a care plan unique to you that includes science-backed solutions and any tests that they think you need to have performed. If you're looking for personalized, compassionate care that's super convenient and covered by insurance, make sure to check out my link in the description box and book your first visit. Current versus younger. Another fashion mistake I think that women in their 40s make is trying to look younger instead of just trying to look current. And I don't think everybody does this, but I think in our 40s we still feel like very young, like 30s we're just right over there. And not that we're old in our 40s or anything like that, but it's just this weird period where I think what happens sometimes is women are still trying to wear these things that they wore 10 and 15 years ago, and they can still fit into them or something like that, but they don't hit the same anymore in your 40s. And so I think the goal should be to look current, but not try to look younger, because trying to look younger usually doesn't work. It's just probably not going to work. Like, I heard somebody on social media, he was like, you can put all the things in your face, but you're just going to look like a 45-year-old woman who put a bunch of things in her face. You're not going to look 25. I think it's kind of right. I mean, I'm still going to put things in my face here and there, but it's just, like we are older, let's embrace it. Whereas I'm so glad I'm not 25 anymore, but I just think looking current is important. Looking modern is important, but the goal should not be to try to look younger or try to make people think that you're 25. I feel like it's unimportant and it's probably not going to work anyway. I feel like I'm going to come across as I'm being mean or something, and I'm not being mean, I'm just saying that I just think we should embrace who we are right now. Dressing for your real life. I think women in their 40s still fall into this trap of only buying clothes when you have a special occasion or you have a special event, a dinner, a vacation, a holiday, a concert. And so what happens is you have a closet full of clothes that are for special outfits, but nothing to really elevate your everyday outfits. Now, since the majority of our lives are spent during the daylight hours doing normal daylight things, maybe you go to an office, maybe you work from home, maybe you fly an airplane, I don't know what you do during the day, you walk dogs, I don't know what it is. That's what you do for a lot of your time, and so you need clothes that will fit that lifestyle.
And I've said this before, so I kind of feel like I'm sounding like a broken record, but whenever I really started to focus and putting my energy when I go shopping, or when I'm, with my clothes, on the everyday clothes that I'm going to wear when I'm working from home, when I'm doing stuff that I do, I just looked over at my desk over there, when I'm just working from home and everything, when I really started to put energy into those clothes and those outfits, that's when just getting dressed became so much easier and so much less of a frustrating time. So you want to build a wardrobe that really supports your life, and this will definitely get rid of that feeling of having nothing to wear.
The power of presence. A very common but I feel like damaging mindset is believing that clothing or your clothing doesn't matter anymore, especially once life feels busy or very demanding or just very routine, which it often can feel if you're in your 40s. Now, if you're retired or you've intentionally opted out of social or professional expectations, then clothing may not matter. It may not, you're at a totally different stage in your life. But most women in their 40s are still actively participating in the world. And the thing is, what we wear sends signals, not just to other people, but to ourselves. Clothing can communicate confidence, self-respect, and presence. On the flip side, constantly choosing clothes meant to hide your body or make you invisible can quietly reinforce the belief that you don't need to be seen and you're not worthy of taking up space. Dressing with intention and dressing in a way that feels right to you and you feel confident in, it's not about impressing others. It's about aligning how you look with how you want to feel and how you want to show up. Tailoring and fit. How clothes fit might be one of the most boring subjects, but it is so important. You can literally take a closet full of clothes that are okay, quality, whatever, but then if you get them tailored to fit somebody really well, they're going to look so much better than some super expensive, not that great fitting item. Clothing that fits properly instantly elevates your wardrobe. It increases confidence and makes getting dressed so much easier. And if you'll notice, those pieces in your closet that just really fit you well, that you feel good in, that you can move around in, and they look good on you, you tend to wear those a lot. If you did just one thing, either tailoring the clothes that don't fit you well or letting go of those pieces that don't fit, you would likely feel better in your clothes almost immediately. For example, understanding where on your waist is the best place for your pants to sit, which rise is the best for you, can be life-changing. Whenever I go buy pants, I know exactly where I want them to sit, and if it's a pair of pants that fit me great everywhere but just don't quite sit where I want them to, I know that if I just go spend $10 to get them taken in to sit on my waist, I will wear them so much more. When you learn these details about your own body, your wardrobe starts working for you instead of against you. Style and self-care. I'm going to mention this next one because it is important to me and it just makes a huge difference in how I feel in my clothes. But I think one mistake that we all make, I have 100% made this many times in my life, but it's expecting clothes to compensate for neglecting self-care. This may not sound like a fashion mistake, but I think it has a profound effect on how we feel in our clothes. Taking care of your body through realistic movement, nourishing food, and compassionate self-talk directly affects confidence and presence. Now, you don't need perfection or extremes or to get on some crazy diet plan. You just need to eat and move and do things that support your body and support longevity and support you living your best life. I just think that when you feel good in your own skin, you like how you look in your clothes better. You don't feel like you need a bunch of clothes to feel good. You don't need to compensate for not feeling good in your own skin. So I think it's a very important one. The one-day wardrobe. This is a really big mistake I think that a lot of women make, not only in their 40s, but just in a lot of ages in life. But it's buying clothes for one day. That doesn't sound right. Buying clothes for a later date. Maybe I should say that. Like you buy the clothes that's going to fit really good when you lose 10 pounds. Purchasing clothes for a future self or the future you, it can lead to guilt, it can lead to clutter in your closet, it can lead to a lot of frustration.
Plus, let me just tell you, if you're gonna buy that thing now because you want to lose the 15 pounds, losing 15 pounds may take 3 months or something like that. In 3 months, that is not going to feel new anymore at all. It's going to feel old, and you're going to be like, I lost 15 pounds, I want to go buy a new dress. That dress is old now. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's just gonna sit in your closet. It's most likely going to be a waste of money. So my advice, don't buy any clothes that don't fit you right now. If you don't want to buy any clothes that fit your size right now, then just don't buy any clothes. But I just think you don't buy the clothes that would fit if and then and when and all that kind of stuff. There's too many negatives that can happen, too many things that can clutter up your closet, clutter up your brain with it. It just is not worth it. Your clothes should support your present life, not pressure or shame you. Your clothes should meet you where you are. Refinement over accumulation. It's easy to believe that the solution is always more skincare, more hair products, more makeup, and if you had more of that, you would look better. And you don't have that one thing. You have all this over here, but you don't have that. And that's the thing that would be the thing that makes everything right in the world. But in reality, refinement, not accumulation, is usually what's missing. Most of the time, what's needed is a better clarity around what your personal style is, really figuring out what fits you really well, and better editing of your closet. Doing less but doing it well often has a very big impact. Now, I don't think any of us and any of you watching my channel want to update your clothes every 6 months or, go with like all the new trends, like out with the old, in with the new all the time. But you, your style, and your life, the world, like everything evolves over time. And so your bodies change, my body changes, our lifestyles shift. So holding on to clothes that don't reflect who you are today can quietly date your look. I do think updating your wardrobe periodically, not even in one fell swoop, but just editing your closet periodically, moving things on that don't need to be in there, is important to not only liking your style, but having a personal style, but also just feeling more confident in your clothes and looking modern. I don't think any of us want to really look trendy, but we do kind of want to look modern, and we want to look like we're dressing currently. So periodic updates every few years, kind of looking at how the silhouettes have changed. That's the big one. It's like not so much the trendy, are we doing stripes or polka dots, but it's the silhouettes that are really, I feel like people should pay attention to, because those change, but they don't change very fast. And I just feel like that is the thing that can really date your look a lot of time if you don't update those silhouettes. You want to keep your wardrobe relevant and functional and aligned with your current season of life. Undergarments. A big fashion mistake that women in their 40s and 40s plus, I will say, is wearing the wrong undergarments. Now, you would think that I'm going to tell you the best bra, but I'm just not in love with any of the bras that I've tried. I really prefer bralettes, if we're being really honest. This is what I'll say about bras, is that they wear out. They do wear out. And yes, I am guilty of keeping bras for a stupid long amount of time. The elastic, you think about it, they're holding you up for a long time. So the elastic does eventually start to give way. And so if you put on a bra and things are just still sitting in the exact same place they were before you put on the bra, it's probably time to throw that one away and just upgrade your undergarment situation. And so what I would recommend is going to a department store, getting fitted, trying to try on a bunch of different bras that really work. In terms of the bralette world, I do love the EB bralettes, and there's also one I found called Under Outfit, and they're like bralettes, but they're really supportive. I almost like too supportive for me, if that makes any sense. But anyway, really cool company if you want to try bralettes. I will link those below. Personalizing basics.
Another fashion mistake I have found myself very guilty of, and then I'm like, why do I feel so boring in my outfit? But it's because I'm just wearing only basics for days on end and then not really adding anything personal or any personality to those outfits. So I'm a huge fan of basics, like There was probably a good year and a half period where I think I wore a white tee every other day, or just some kind of t-shirt every other day. I love basics, so there's nothing wrong with that. But I think when you have that basic outfit, you should look at it as kind of like a blank canvas. And so then you can add little points of interest. And that could be some interesting shoes, which it's a good year for interesting shoes because there's a lot of them. I don't know when that video is going to post. If it's posted, I'll link my shoe video below. Colorful sneakers are a big trend, like interesting looking sneakers, printed sneakers, and just colorful heels. And just there's a lot of really cool shoe options available. So that could be the star of your basic outfit. Or jewelry or accessories. Just there's a lot of things you can do to a basic outfit and play around with, which I think are really fun, and why I think basics and outfit of basics are so much fun, because you just there's your clothes done, and then you can just pick and choose some different accessories to put on and to show some personality. And I just think it's a very easy, effortless look. Another mistake a lot of us women make in our 40s and probably 20s and 30s too, but I just feel like this is a big problem in their 40s and going beyond, is just having too many clothes in your closet. And most likely you go to your closet thinking you have nothing to wear, and even though you have a closet full of clothes. We've already touched on a lot of reasons why you probably have a closet full of clothes and nothing to wear, but an overstuffed closet makes getting dressed so much harder, not easier. If you had half the clothes that you have, you would probably have a much easier time and create more outfits because it would just be less like, ugh, there's so much in your closet. So keep only what fits now, or go get it fixed, go get it tailored. I've done a video of things to get rid of before 2026, even though now technically when this video posts it will be 2026, but it's important to just get your closet to where it is clothes that fit you right now and that work for your lifestyle right now. You'll be so much happier. The shopping rut. A lot of women, when they feel like they're in a style rut and they don't really like their personal style, the very first thing they do is what? They go shopping. And that is a step in the process. But the first step should be to actually assess what you have and what is really not working. Why do you feel like you're in a style rut? Are you just bored with your clothes and you don't like the way they look? You need to edit your closet. Edit it out and clean it out first. Get rid of all the stuff that just does not belong there, and then try on your stuff and really start assessing what you don't like about it. Because you don't want to just go shopping and then buy these loud, crazy pieces and then come back and you're like, okay, what do I do now? So you really want to edit your closet first and really kind of write down the items in your closet that you feel like you're missing. If you have only basics and just only comfortable clothes, maybe you do need a couple statement pieces in there to kind of add some spice to these. But you want the statement ones, you want them to go back with the ones that you have. So a statement pair of jeans, you want a cool ivory sweater to go with it. Or say you have white button-downs and you have plenty of stuff like that. A fun pair of pants might be what you need to add something to your closet to get you out of this style rut and to rediscover your personal style. But it's really smart to start with what you already own. Start with your clothes now before you just add more to it. You need to just get rid of the stuff that doesn't work and then also think about why it doesn't work. Footwear balance. I love mentioning this fashion mistake in the springtime, but I'm going to mention it now. I guess we're going to be in spring at some point, but it's putting black shoes with every outfit. And I think this is specific to women in their 40s and then 50s too, and 60s probably, because that's just kind of what we've always been taught to. When in doubt, go to black shoes. Black goes with everything. And it does go with everything, but it doesn't look the best with everything.
I love a pair of, everybody, if I were to say something everybody should own a pair of black heels and a black pair of boots because it does go with everything. But it's not going to look the best all the time. Heavy black boots or even just black strappy heels can often weigh down an outfit, like the eye just kind of goes down to your feet. And so if you're wearing a beautiful spring dress and then you have black heels on, it just kind of makes you feel heavy on the bottom. And then if you have big black boots and then, the outfit's not balancing the boots out, it can make the outfit feel very bottom heavy. Enjoying the process. A huge mistake I feel like a lot of people make in women in their 40s and just in life, but feeling like all these things, like finding your personal style and figuring out your style and everything, is just this problem to be solved instead of just enjoying the process. Because here's the thing. The truth is, you're not going to change your style or fix all these issues or evolve your style in one shopping spree, or like overnight or in 1 week. It's just kind of one of these things that takes time, and you're looking at something and you get a little better at it each day and every week. And when you look back, you think, oh wow, my style has really come a long way. It's just something that evolves over time. And so the mistake here is not just enjoying the process. Investing time and energy into yourself, which it might be the first time you've done this in a long time, can feel so refreshing and just liberating. Style is not just about clothes. It's about reconnecting with who you are and then how you want to show up in the world. If you wear something out somewhere and it's a total fashion fail, and you look back and think, well, that was a ridiculous outfit, well, that's kind of fun. I love looking at my ridiculous outfits or things that I wore that are just totally look horrible now, and I think they're awful. I like that. I'm so glad that I made all these fashion mistakes because it makes looking back at pictures of myself kind of fun. Nobody cares if you wear something that looks crazy. Usually people are just kind of like, cool, that's cool that she did that. So there's nothing wrong with wearing something that ends up turning out later to be not what you really like. You need to experiment in order to find your personal style. Step out of your comfort zone a little bit, and then you get a little bit better at it. I just feel like enjoying the process is very important. Closing thoughts. I truly hope you found these insights helpful. Occasionally, when I create these guides, I wonder if people are looking for more shocking advice, like telling women over 40 they are too old for certain trends like bra tops. Honestly, if you love it, wear it. My philosophy is that you should wear whatever makes you feel great. I believe the real fashion hurdles we face in our 40s aren't about breaking rules, but rather the result of our incredibly full lives. Many of us are balancing the needs of growing children or teenagers with the responsibility of caring for aging parents, all while managing our careers. It's a vibrant but undeniably hectic season of life. In the middle of all that chaos, it's easy to push our own needs to the side, and that neglect can show up in our wardrobe and how we feel about ourselves. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one.